I'm so sick of these 50-50 relationships.
50-50 how? What you mean 50-50?
But a man pays half and a woman pays half, but they living together in one house in a relationship. I'm so sick of hearing this topic. I'm so sick of people talking about it. I'm so sick of women getting frustrated and having all this drama about it because at the end of the day, you make a choice. You sign up for this. Why would you agree to a 50-50 relationship if you don't want to be in a 50-50 relationship? Women will allow themselves to get into a relationship and the man said we gonna split all the bills down the middle, but yet he single out your bills that if it's for your children, if it's your car note, it does not fall under the 50-50 bills. What they say is the house, the water, the lights, the activities, the food. That's what they consider 50-50, but still want you to take care of your own car note, your own car insurance, the things you need for your kids. That's not a 50-50 relationship that benefits you in no way or no how. So, as a woman, why would you walk into a relationship and agree to something like that? And then you agree to this, and then you start whining and crying after the relationship goes bad. The man is able to save money because you were going 50-50 on the bills
Mm.
that he should have been paying all of them on. Because why would you agree to do that? Like, why agree to do something that you know that doesn't benefit you? Either we gonna put all the bills in the pot, meaning my car note, my car insurance, the things my kids need, your kids, everything that costs in the house would go into the pot. But it's nowhere in the world we're going to just talk about the lights, the water, and the rent. That's the 50-50. And then you get to lay out with the rest of your money how you want. And I'm over here struggling, but yet I got to cook and clean and make love to you and do all those other things for myself as well. Who would agree to that? Why would
What's,
any woman agree to that?
well, the problem is this. It, it, you know, most women when they come up, when this conversation come up, they always throw in the additives. I gotta cook, I gotta clean. Well, the man got other things he need to do too. He got to make sure the maintenance done around the house, the manly stuff is done, grass is cut, things are breaking down, cars and everything else. So it's a lot of manly duties that go along with that. So it's shared duties. Uh, Listen, most of the time it's not going to work simply because of this reason. When you use the first example about putting all the money into the pot, that's only good if the man is making most of the money, because as soon as a woman start making most of the money
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, she's going to start feeling like he's riding her coattail. 9 times out of 10, that's how it's going to go down. Now if we keep it separate, she thinking like, well, he's paying his part of the bill, but he's not struggling. But I got the kids, I got this, just like you said, and I'm struggling. But ain't nobody tell you to go make all them bills. Ain't nobody tell you to go buy that car that you can't afford. See, the biggest problem with women is this. Yeah, y'all like to go around and brag about, oh, we got, we make more money than y'all, and I can't date a man that makes less than me, and he gotta have this amount of money. But just because you make more money don't mean you actually have more money. Some of these dudes don't make more money than y'all, but they got more money in the bank. Their car paid off. They don't have no student debt because they went to trade school and they didn't cost nothing but $6,000, and he ain't paid that off. And now he walking around here, he an electrician, he a HVAC man, he a HE mechanic.
But
He,
that has nothing to do with you accepting a relationship with a woman and asking her to go 50-50. 50-50 means that everything, all finances is put in, whether I make more or you make more, all finances is put into the pot, and then we divide it down the middle and pay it, and then what's left with the even the money should be divided. So it don't matter if I make more than you or you make more than me or who got the most bills. If we decide to go 50-50, 50-50 means everything. You don't get to selectively put what you want and say, I'm going to pay this, I'm going to pay this, I'm going to pay this. And because you came into a relationship with this, and this, you need to take care of those things. They're not part of the 50-50. The parts of the 50-50 is only the lights, the water, the mortgage, and the food. It don't work like that. 50-50 mean exactly what it says. All of the household, every bill, whether it's her hairdresser bill, your haircut bill, the grass man, the cars, maintenance, everything falls under. And then we do 50-50, and then we talk about what's left over to go into savings. Well, that's a true 50-50. But when we start breaking up your bills versus my bills, what you came in here with, you got more, yeah, you make more money, but you got more debt, then you're not really going 50-50.
You see what she just did? You see what you just did? That's the same thing that all women do for the most part. Well, I shouldn't say all, most women. Yeah. If you bring all your debt into it and we split down the middle, then I ain't gonna have that much money left over.
That's selfish. Then why take on that woman?
We ain't gonna have that much money to split because of your bills.
But then why take on that woman? You say you want to go 50-50.
Going back to what I said before, you got a car note that you overpaid for. You got a bunch of credit card bills that you ran up,
and now doing a breakdown of the individual bills. And now, I'm telling you, what does that have to do with going 50-50?
You're not listening. That's because you think what you're saying makes sense, and it really don't make that much sense.
It does.
But it makes sense to a lot of women, though. I'm gonna give you that. It makes sense because if you didn't come in, okay, let's just say if you ain't got no car note. Let's just say if you ain't got no kids, and let's just say we make the equal amount of money. Okay. Let's just say I got overpriced car. I got credit card bills. I got student loan. Okay, when we split the money down the middle, you ain't gonna have that much money.
It doesn't matter if I agree to 50-50. If I agree to 50-50.
But you ain't gonna agree to that. Yeah.
Of course I wouldn't agree to 50-50.
You already know that ain't gonna happen. You already know that's not about to happen.
I'll never agree to a 50-50 relationship.
You see, it's only when it's benefiting the woman. And that's why a lot of guys say that women only want to be with men just as long as they have a use for that man.
Not necessarily, because it's not only when it's been.
Now, I'm not gonna say that it's
all
the way true.
Look at Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. She insisted on paying half of everything. It's not always when it benefits the woman. There are some women who believes in the 50-50 rule so that they can take some of the burden off the man, because the man may be overextended. Well, so yes, more than likely it will be the woman. But I'm saying whenever a couple comes together and decide to do this 50-50 thing, then everything should be considered in the 50-50. Nobody gets to leave things out and say, well, this ain't included in the 50-50. It's all the bills. If a couple agrees to do that. I personally would never agree to a 50-50 situation. It's 100-100. We all in.
A man paying all the bills mean that he paying food, clothes, and shelter. That's all the bills. All that other bullshit that you come in there with, you done went and ran up a whole bunch of debt. No, that ain't his problem. That's your problem.
But if you take on, that's not being a provider. That's not being a provider, because when you take,
how about you should have been responsible before you went and did all that stuff?
Then why did you choose her? Why be in a relationship?
I'm trying to give you a chance, because I think maybe you can change. But then you get in a relationship, I see you ain't about to change.
How you leading and providing? How you being a man of provision and leading and leading the house when you say you trying to give her a chance? No. You're supposed to lead her into the way she needs to be. So if you're going to take on that woman with those problems already, then you're saying, I got a solution for them. Because remember, you are head of the house. Man,
because without me, you would have to pay the other bills.
So what? Then you don't take on that type of woman.
And then you already got a whole bunch of debt. Really, I'm helping you out.
Most of the men.
Really, I'm doing more than...
They choose a woman based on her looks, based on her body, don't really care about what her debt are or what the money is. They just like the way she look. They don't look
Hey,
into anything else. They take her on.
hey, I'm
They
not.
get with her, and then they
I'm
suffering
not your.
because they find
I'm
out
not your
all
dead
that.
solution.
That's
I'm
all
not
those
your
things.
dead
But it
solution,
doesn't have to
cuz.
mean that you're her debt solution. I'm saying
No.
if you agree to go 50-50, everything must be included in the 50-50. I personally would never agree to go 50-50 with any man on anything. If you're my husband, everything goes into pot and he leads.
Yeah. Well, too bad a lot of women don't think like that because they think exactly like you think, or you saying that, I come in here, I done ran up all kind of
No,
debt
no,
and
I
I don't
never
know
said
what
I
the
think
hell I
like
done
that.
spent that on. I got a $900 car note with a $400 insurance bill. I got all kind of no. Okay, we
No.
get together. Let's go 50-50. All right. I'm the man of the house. I pay the mortgage. I pay the lights and the cable and all that there. You just pay the food bill and then you pay your own debt. That's all you should be expecting to do if you're a good woman. If you ain't
No,
about
no, no,
nothing, you
no,
want
no,
them to
no, no,
pay
no, no, no,
everything.
no,
And
no,
some of
no,
these
no,
dudes
no, no.
will pay
No, no,
everything.
no, no.
Cause it don't matter what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It don't matter what I'm saying because there's a market of dudes that feel like they should pay all them bills and take on all that
No, no,
debt.
no. If we
Hey,
both work and we're married and we're in a relationship, all the money goes into the bank and my husband manages the money. That's the way it works. And everything we have is into consideration. And first of all, I, as a woman, would not want to marry a man. And I know I have baggage, I have bills, I have credit card, because I'm not going to bring that into his life. So I'm going to make sure that I'm clear and I'm good before I do those things. So that's a part of being a couple. That's a part of putting each other together. So that's why I say it will never be a 50-50 for me, ever. It's 100-100.